Today, on Beyond the Noise, we dive into the Eighth Amendment, those 16 words that guard us against cruel and unusual punishment. But what does that really mean in modern America? From the death penalty and prison conditions to debates over justice and human dignity. The Eighth Amendment challenges us to ask, how far should punishment go before it stops serving justice and starts violating humanity? We'll break it down on this episode of Beyond the Noise.
Welcome to the sound, we're breaking through. The stories unfold, shining bright and true. Diving deep in thoughts, we'll take you higher. This is the movement, feel the burning fire. Let the voices rise in the echoing space. Join the celebration of every human face. Beyond the noise, we make our way. We make our way. Stories of courage, lighting up the way. This is our time, we're ready to play. On the Soar Network, we'll seize the day. From opinions that matter, we'll lift each frame. Reflect on the journey, yet we'll never be the same. In the heart of the noise, where the wisdom resides. Join us in the moment, where the spirit abides. We soar above it all, breaking every chain. Ignite the passion, let your heart sustain. Beyond the noise, we make our way. We make our way. Stories of courage, lighting up the way. This is our time, we're ready to play. On the Soar Network, we'll seize the day. Get ready, world, we're turning up the heat. Together we rise, can't accept defeat.
Welcome to Beyond the Noise. I am Republic Sentinel, aka RS, and I am joined by my magnificent co-host and producer, Yankee Free. How you doing, Yankee?
Wonderful this evening, sir. And yourself?
Good, good. It's Eighth Amendment time, man. This is it's an interesting one, man.
Yeah, it's the more you look into it, it's a short one. The
Yes.
verbiage is very short and sweet. But the more you look into it and you think about everything that it covers, it's quite extensive.
Very, and the
Parts-
Supreme Court has really weighed in on this one too.
Parts of it vague and arguably vague. They argued it when it was written. They argued that it was vague, and so there's a lot to the Eighth.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good discussion. And hopefully, like we've said, just disclaimer, I don't know if we have to keep saying this, but we might as well. Neither one of us are like legal scholars. We don't know anything. We're plebs. But that's what most of us are, right?
And that's why we're doing these shows every Monday, is because we want to dive deeper into them and understand them more. And we want to talk about it with y'all.
Absolutely. I love the interaction because a lot of times people feel the same way as we do. They don't completely understand all the words and everything. So, yeah, I think it's a great place, great thing to be doing. So, should we start off with an exact reading of the verbiage?
You mean this verbiage?
That's the one. Excessive bail shall not be required, nor excessive fines imposed, nor cruel and unusual punishments inflicted. On its surface, what did it say, 16 words? It kind of seems like it's right to the point, doesn't it?
It does, but then there are parts of it, like I said, that are very vague and open, unfortunately, open for interpretation.
Yes.
What's excessive?
What is cruel and unusual?
That was yeah. What is excessive? What's cruel and unusual? Who determines what those levels are, or what the extent is?
How about bail too? Fines imposed. Who determines what's too much there?
What's
right?
excessive?
Yeah, I mean, and it is. You're right. There is a vagueness there that maybe, I don't know. There was a lot of talk. There's of course, Yankee and I love to use perplexity, and there were a lot of reasons for what they did, but I'm wondering if they left it vague for a reason. What do you think?
I don't know. You can look at being vague as, you can look at it in two ways. That they wanted to make it vague, so let's see what we can get away with. Can we still behead people? Maybe somebody won't consider that excessive. I don't know. Or did they make it vague so people would be like, oh yeah, the $50, that's excessive.
Right. Or I think that they talked about the British were doing these. I read something about corkscrews or screw something, some kind of weird screw thingamajigger that they were doing to people that was cruel and unusual. They thought and I mean,
back then it was all the sentences were punishment. It wasn't necessarily how long you were going to be in jail. It was how nasty your punishment, how much pain was going to be inflicted upon you, not how long you would be in jail.
Isn't that messed up, man? We're only 250 years removed from that shit. That's and we've had our own issues. We've had our own issues that I don't know where. So what's cool is that I had just taken my son to the Navy recruiter today, and when we were driving home, we were talking about the Eighth Amendment because I've been researching it while I was sitting there, and he was talking about this guy who had gotten the death penalty, and they used lethal injection, and one wasn't put in right or didn't get a vein or something like that. So he died this excruciating pain, and it took 45 minutes. But then you find out what the guy did. Well, he raped this lady, shot her twice with a shotgun. She lived, and he buried her alive.
Oops. Do you think they really missed on by accident? Did they put it in the wrong place by accident?
Maybe.
Oops, I missed.
I'm saying, it's hey, what comes around goes. So was that excessive? It was accidentally maybe excessive, but I don't know with what he did. Man, I think maybe he just got his just deserves. So, so that's what this whole law really kind of encompasses. Another the excessive bail thing, man, really kind of think about how they can keep you in jail because you can't come up with $1 million to get yourself out, right? Depending on the level of your crime, you could have $1 million bail. I think right now Rob Reiner's son is being held on $4 million bail, I think.
Oh, it's going up. It's definitely him. The last I heard, he was the top suspect, but
I'm
didn't
wrong.
know he got picked up.
I thought
but that was
he
just
got
the last
picked up
I heard.
and his wife. He and his wife, I thought, got picked up. Yes, that's Epoch Times. I think I was reading that this afternoon before I left. I think that's what I was reading. But again, we'll have to, if we get into that, we'll have to look at particular articles and see what they're saying.
I even heard people saying it was a hoax.
Yep, heard that too. Heard that.
I'm like, well, how do you go from every and not even mainstream media? Everyone was saying, well, first I heard it was a fire. Then I heard they were found with stab wounds. But from everywhere, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, no, that's a hoax. Well how the hell?
I don't know. And the last thing I heard, their throats were slit.
Ugh.
He and his wife. And listen, I'm no fan of Rob Reiner, but he didn't, just because he was
didn't deserve it.
Whack job, he didn't deserve that. God, and his own son, his middle son. If it's true, again, presumed innocent, but that's the going story right now. We'll see what happens, but again, so what I had read was $4 million bail. If that's accurate, well, I mean, maybe he's wealthy enough that he could afford what it was.
I heard he was a crackhead. I heard he was a drug addict.
Well, that I didn't hear.
But mommy and daddy had money, and who's getting that money? Now that they're dead.
Well, maybe that's what they were doing. Again, that's all speculation, but
it's just what the last I had heard.
Yeah, I had Gary Nerdrotic was talking about it, and while I'm not a big fan of Meathead, yes, but that's not. He didn't deserve that. So, oof. But then I tried to use that as a gateway to the bail thing, bond, whatever. I don't even know. Like my state, you got to come up with 10%. That I don't know if that's the same for you.
I've never had I have no idea.
Oh well, I happen to have done some time.
So like you have to come up with 10%. Like that would be from like a bail bondsman, or you can give the court 10% and get out.
I gave him cash. It was $1,000 bail, and I gave him $100.
Oh,
yep. So,
well, then why set bail at $1,000? Well, I'm not saying for you. I'm just saying in general that doesn't make any sense. If they set the bail high, well, if they set it according to your crime, if you only have to pay 10%,
right?
Well, then why not make the bail 10% of what you said it was? Like, it doesn't make any fucking sense. Why set a bail and then say, oh yeah, but you only have to give us 10%?
Well, I mean, it kind of goes to this whole the Eighth Amendment. What is that? So, and this was one of the amendments too. If you remember last week, the Seventh Amendment was not extended to the states, right? So the states could arbitrarily opt out of allowing you to have a jury trial in a civil suit, right?
And 3 states did.
Yes. So, but this one, the Supreme Court has weighed in and said, and this is just what I was reading very quickly, because of the 14th Amendment, again, we talked about this before. Because of the 14th Amendment, the 8th Amendment extends to all states and local governments.
I guess we'll be talking about the 8th again once we get to the 14th.
Yes. and a couple of other ones that have been, because of the 14th Amendment, it's extended or not extended federal law to the state and local level, which I think is so bizarre. But it's the Supreme Court that's weighed in on it. So maybe we'll have to, you got some great links here that we'll have to get to. So should we just start with some just straight up talking points, or what? Where did you want to go?
Yeah. No, I think the breakdown here is pretty good. I think we
Very,
should,
very good.
we should just run with that.
Okay, so the core purpose and structure of the Eighth Amendment explain that the amendment limits how harshly government can treat criminal defendants before the trial and after conviction, fines and punishments.
Bail for
Yes.
before trial. Like that's
That's your
we said
bail.
it can't be too extensive, but you only have to pay 10%. I don't know. That doesn't make any sense to me, but
I don't either. I have no idea. We're going to have to look into that. Maybe I'll do a quick search here. But yes, and then afterwards, the conviction being the fines and punishment being too excessive. 3 distinct protections: bail, fines, and cruel and unusual punishments. Courts have developed different tests for each, which I don't know what those tests are. But so what I had been talking about earlier was that the English had excessive. They treated people excessively for crimes that maybe didn't justify or warrant that kind of what sounds like abuse, man. Monarchs use crushing fines, brutal punishments, and denial of bail against political enemies, leading Parliament to ban excessive bail and cruel and unusual punishments in 1689. So the framers, and this is where like wording starts coming into it, right? Framers were worried that cruel and unusual was vague even in 1789, but it was adopted largely to copy English protections and prevent government innovating in a cruel manner. What government would innovate in a cruel manner? Definitely not one for the people, of the people, by the people. No way.
well, it's what they saying here that the early courts initially focused on barbaric methods of torture, manipulation, drawing, and quartering.
Yeah.
Rather than sentence length. It's right. That's what I was saying right there. Like they were nasty. They wanted to hurt you. They wanted your sentence wasn't the length of your sentence. It was how much pain can you take.
Drawing and quartering, dude. Where they tie your arms and your legs and have horses tied to them, and oh God, that's wow. Who sits around and thinks that? You know what we should do to this guy?
We should do.
It wasn't just these guys sitting around. You know, it'd be fun. What happens? I mean, because you think about how messed up that is, dude. Which limb comes off first? Which horse gets? Oh God, I don't. Oh, it's cruel and unusual. The Iron Maiden, where they put you inside this iron thing that and put you out in the sun and it had spikes and it pierce your body all over and you just bleed. And
I know if anybody made me listen to Iron Maiden, it would be Cruel and Unusual Punishment too.
not a Maiden fan, no.
I don't know.
But that was
I'm not really a fan, but it was. I mean, it's not. I'm making a joke.
Yes, it did go well. But yeah, wow. So apparently they banned that kind of punishment, I guess, in 1689. And so the framers thought that rather than get into the minutia of cruel and unusual, they just copied it from the English version because it seemed to work. That's what it sounds like. Copied English protections to prevent government innovating in a cruel manner. Yeah. Unbelievable.
That's cruel.
That is very,
Cruel and unusual.
very unusual. Wow. But you know what? Torture methods and killing methods in the past, they're even worse than that. You and I both know there's far worse than that. And a lot of times for what? For moral crimes that, wouldn't warrant such horrible things that were done to these people. So the early courts focused on barbaric methods, torture, mutilation, drowning, and quartering, like you said, rather than sentence length. There was a case, Weems versus the United States in 1910, where the court struck down a sentence involving hard labor in chains and permanent civil disabilities as cruel and unusual, signaling that disproportionality could also matter. I guess we'd have to look
depending.
at that
They
case.
put him. It was we would have to look at the case. But how I read that was hard labor in chains and permanent civil disabilities. It was cruel and unusual. Like depending on what it is that it was the sentence for. Saying that, like you were saying, it needing to be proportional to your crime.
Right, and it kind of really stipulates that in this, right? It is the punishment proportionate to the crime. Yeah, so, and honestly, man, we all know that there's been these cases where people have been put away for what? Look what they're doing in the UK right now, putting people in jail for thought crimes. And
put people in jail for calling somebody a faggot that beat them up and put them in the hospital.
Yes. That's so bizarre. So bizarre, man. PC shit has always been garbage, man. That's why I don't like, so what they say over there, you have freedom of expression, right? We're very specific. No, freedom of speech. You get to say whatever the hell you want to say. Let's see if I can real quick look at that particular case. That was Weems versus the United States. See what kind of It's a landmark Supreme Court case that expanded the understanding of cruel and unusual punishment and laid the groundwork for the modern proportionality doctrine under the Eighth Amendment. The court held that punishment can be unconstitutional not only for its method, but also when its severity is grossly disproportionate to the offense. Paul A. Weems was a U.S. Army officer serving as a dispersing officer for the Coast Guard and Transportation Bureau in the American colonial government of the Philippines. He was convicted in a Philippine court of falsifying a public document by recording wages that had not actually been paid. The punishment imposed was cadena temporal, which required 15 years of imprisonment at hard labor, shackling, loss of civil rights, and lifelong government surveillance, plus a fine. Wow.
Okay. Definitely seems excessive.
Definitely excessive. The key constitutional question was whether this punishment violated the Eighth Amendment's prohibition on cruel and unusual punishments as incorporated into the Philippine Bill of Rights. Well, that was what my first thought was it's in a Philippine court. But we did control the Philippines for a while. The Supreme Court held that the sentence was unconstitutional because it was cruel and unusual in its excessive severity and disproportionality to the offense. Reasoning, the court emphasized that the Eighth Amendment is not frozen to the specific punishments considered cruel in 18th century England, but must be interpreted in a progressive way that in one case where the word progressive works, that reflects evolving standards of decency. It compared Weems' extreme sentence to much lighter penalties for more serious crimes under the same code and concluded that such a stark mismatch made the punishment repugnant to the Bill of Rights. Which makes sense if you were to sit there and look at other crimes and how people were punished for it. And this was far in excess of that, then yeah, that makes sense. What, misrecorded some payments that weren't made?
Well, misrecorded or did it on purpose, either way.
Still that's in excess
Right.
of 15 years, hard labor, civil rights done away with for the rest of your life, and constant surveillance by the government till you die.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Tad excessive. Just a wee bit excessive.
Yeah. I don't even know what would be considered the kind of punishment for that, but you'd have to look at other. Weems is one of the first cases to clearly articulate that the Eighth Amendment contains a principle of proportionality, punishments that are greatly disproportionate to the offense. Later cases on sentencing, proportionality, and evolving standards of decency include challenges to long prison terms and the death penalty, which is something that we should probably get into.
And this does. It actually read it.
Yeah, it does. If it gets into bail, fines, cruel and unusual, the death penalty. Ooh, let me.
Yeah, there it is. There's a whole section.
Yeah.
Because it was temporarily halted.
Yes. And I think that's happened a number of times, but I'm not sure. So, what it says, when it comes to the death penalty, there was a temporary halt and then reinstatement. Foreman versus Georgia, and I just pulled it up, where the court struck down existing death penalty schemes as arbitrary and capricious, effectively halting executions nationwide for a few years. So let's go through Furman versus Georgia in 1972. It was a landmark Supreme Court case that temporarily halted the death penalty in the United States by holding that existing capital punishment schemes were unconstitutional. In Furman v. Georgia, the court consolidated three cases: Furman, a murder conviction in Georgia, and Jackson and Branch, rape convictions in Georgia and Texas, all resulting in death sentences. The key constitutional question was whether imposing and carrying out the death penalty in these cases violated the Eighth Amendment's ban on cruel and unusual punishment, as applied to the states through the 14th Amendment again. As applied to the states through the 14th Amendment. In a 5-4 per curiam decision, the court held that the death penalty, as administered under the then existing statutes, was unconstitutional because it was applied in an arbitrary and discriminatory manner. I'm wondering, though, two of them were murderers and one of them a rapist, and the death penalty was applied. Why would that be? A rape, maybe I can understand, but murder? Why would it?
I'm not saying that rape is not an awful offense, but it's not murder.
Right, kind of. That's kind of what came to my head. I guess it depends on the severity of the rape. A rape is never okay, just so that we're clear. But there's plenty of things that are never okay that we don't put people to death for.
Right.
So why was there a problem with Furman and Jackson? Jackson and Branch were rape convictions in Georgia and Texas, so Furman was a murder conviction. Okay. Although a majority agreed the schemes were unconstitutional, no single rationale commanded a majority, so each of the 5 justices in the majority wrote separate concurring opinions. Several justices focused on the arbitrary and capricious nature of capital sentencing, emphasizing there was, quote, no meaningful basis, end quote, to distinguish cases where death was imposed for similar cases where it was not, and that race and poverty played a significant role. The decision interpreted cruel and unusual punishment to include punishments imposed in a way that is random, inconsistent, or discriminatory, not just physically barbaric penalties. Justices Brennan and Marshall went further, arguing in concurrence that the death penalty itself was always excessive and violated contemporary standards of decency under the Eighth Amendment.
And that's the argument to this day. People still want to do away with the death penalty.
Well, what's your opinion on that?
I think if what the Eighth Amendment, what they've said about the Eighth Amendment, if it's, I've said it before. I'm a proponent for an eye for an eye.
Me too.
I am totally a proponent for an eye for an eye. You rape, you get it cut off.
Yep.
You kill someone, you dead. Like
Yep.
that, to me, I'm totally okay with an eye for an eye.
The only place where it gets fuzzy is what, and not that there's been a lot of them, but there's been enough of them to make you have pause. It's people that were wrongfully convicted. Now, nowadays, you got the DNA stuff, but remember, there's been a number of people that have been convicted of murders and rapes that later on with DNA testing, they ended up being able to say, nope, you didn't do it. And these people were in jail for a long period of time. And
Well, but that would also be, but that would that would also fall to the courts and the jury of your peers to make that decision whether you were guilty or not, and whether you were guilty of it enough to be killed. Like that, if they were sure enough that you were guilty for you to be put to death. So, I mean, I'm still okay with eye for an eye, but it's like you said, especially now with DNA,
yeah,
and every other means of technology that we have to prove evidence and show evidence. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine with capital punishment.
I am too, and I think I don't know, so long as it's beyond a reasonable doubt, I don't see why not. Why should we house and feed and clothe these people for decades and decades and decades when a great number of them have stood before the jury and said that they did it and they felt regret and blah, blah, blah. And okay, well, you did it. You felt regret. You're convicted. Now go die. You can feel regret. Pray to whichever God that you believe in. And there's your regret. But you committed this offense. People are gone. They can't come back. Now you pay that penalty as well. I don't have a problem with that either.
I don't. Personally, I don't.
So is that cruel and unusual? And then you had these, Marshall and Brennan, who said that it was always excessive and violated contemporary standards of decency. Furman led to the commutation of hundreds
Sound like
of
a bunch
death
of liberals.
sentences. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking too. So it led to the hundreds of death sentences and forced states to redesign capital punishment statutes to provide guided discretion and clearer standards for juries. The death penalty was later reinstated under revised statutes in Gregg versus Georgia in 1976, where the court upheld new guided discretion schemes that attempted to cure the arbitrariness condemned in Furman. I'm still wondering, where's the arbitrariness in the in the penalty.
I don't get that either. For the Furman one, for the murder one, for the rape convictions, they have an argument.
Yeah,
but I don't see how you can say the death penalty is outside of a punishment for killing someone. That's
absolutely.
It seems like to me it's exactly on par. That punishment is exactly on par for that crime.
That's what I would say too. I don't know. That's strange. And it's really wild that they reinstated it in 76. So that was 72 to 76, 4 years. And somehow, I guess I could real quick follow up. I'll say Greg versus summarize Greg v. Georgia. Greg v. Georgia, 1976, is the case where the Supreme Court restarted the modern death penalty by approving new guided discretion capital sentencing schemes and holding that the death penalty for murder is not per se unconstitutional. Basic facts: Troy Leon Gregg was convicted in Georgia of armed robbery and the murder of two men he had hitchhiked with, and was sentenced to death under Georgia's revised post-Furman capital statute. He argued on appeal that even under the new law, imposing death violated the 8th and 14th Amendments as cruel and unusual punishment. By a 7-2 vote, the court upheld Gregg's death sentence and Georgia's new capital sentencing scheme. The court held that the death penalty for murder is not inherently cruel and unusual, and can be constitutional if administered under procedures that meaningfully limit arbitrariness and ensure individualized sentencing.
So now outline, and now the courts has banned the death penalty for certain groups in light of evolving standards of decency, including people with intellectual disability.
Right.
Atkins v. Virginia. Juveniles under 18, Roper versus Simmons, and non-homicide crimes like child rape, Kennedy v. Louisiana. Yeah, I don't know. Child rape. Yeah. Kill a motherfucker. Kind of. Child rape. No, I don't think it's excessive for that, though. I think that goes. No, I disagree.
That's why I went like that. As soon as she said child rape, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. And okay, so that aside, because I'm 100% child rape. Yeah, just hey, could you do me a favor and turn your back for just 1 second?
Yeah.
The children. We have seen cases where they try children as adults because of the magnitude or scope of what they did, and how it was even like some of it was like planned out, really scary shit like that they've done. So I can understand where you'd want to protect a child from making a mistake and paying the death penalty. Plus, we don't like killing children in this country, which is 100% understandable. I don't know. I have found myself in favor when I've heard certain cases, and I can't specifically cite them, but when they said, yep, they're going to try him as an adult. Because they did some nasty shit, and they probably deserve an adult penalty.
I don't know, for some reason that, do you remember, was it like a year or two ago? Those they were young girls that targeted and ran down the guy on the bicycle and then laughed about it. Oh, was it girls or was it just young guys? Didn't they try them as adults?
They could have.
I thought I could have. For some reason, that's sticking out in my head.
But I remember when they ran him down, they ran him over. The video was, oh, God. Yeah, the video was out there. Horrible, and then they laughed about it. Yeah.
Yep. They videotaped it and then laughed about it, and I gotta try to find that now, because in my head, I'm thinking I remember that they tried them as adults, and I went, okay, good.
There was another one. Not while you're looking that up. There was another one in Wisconsin or Michigan, one of those areas where two girls lured another girl out into the woods and stabbed her like 20-some times to sacrifice her to the Slender Man. Some weird ass shit. And I think they may have been tried as adults as well, if I remember right. The victims never get a chance to appeal their sentences. Exactly, Davi. 100%. Like I said, so long as it's like, look, it's not like it was back in the 60s and where people would get confessions beaten out of them. A lot of times it's straight up, you know that this person did it. There's evidence and they admit it, clearly and freely admit it. You know, those people definitely deserve to. I don't know what the methodology is that everybody wants to agree on. Is it gassing? You know, the injection, lethal injection. Well, we had a gas chamber for a long time where you'd gas people, and that was done away with because it would take so long, and they'd just sit there and like convulse and everything. Firing squad, and a lot of times with firing squad, nobody knew if they had the
live round.
Yes, right. So
I'm fine with firing squad as long as they're all sharpshooters. Good shots are proven, and they can make sure they're making that kill shot. But
absolutely, I don't have a problem with that either.
But yes, it was Las Vegas teens in 2023. Jesus or Jesus, Ayala. He was 17 at the time, now 18, and Jizmir. Jzamir. I'm not trying to butcher that on purpose, but yes. Keys was 16, intentionally struck and killed 64-year-old retired police chief Andres Andy Probst.
Oh, right.
With a stolen vehicle while he biked in Las Vegas on October 14th, 2023. Video from the passenger seat captured them laughing as the car rammed Probst from behind, leaving him fatally injured. They faced prior hit and runs that day, including injuring a 72-year-old cyclist. Jesus. Both were charged as adults under Nevada law for suspects 13 plus on murder charges, facing felony counts like murder, auto theft, and battery. In court, they smirked, laughed, and flipped off Probst's family, drawing outrage. Their trial was set for September 2024, with possible sentences up to life without parole. No death penalty due to age.
No death penalty due to age. Seemed like what they did was malicious and cruel.
Cruel and unusual.
So maybe
they can inflict the cruel and unusual, but they can't receive it.
Extenuating circumstances. It's like we have the video, right?
If it was bad enough to try, and then their rule is 13 plus on murder charges, facing felony counts like murder. But so that's Nevada's law. 13 plus on a murder charge can be tried as an adult.
Okay.
Well, if their crime at 13 or older is worthy of being tried as an adult, then they're worthy of being sentenced like an adult.
I agree with you.
That to me, that's totally constitutional. The no death penalty due to age, I call bullshit.
Total bullshit.
If what they did was awful enough at the age of 13 plus, to be tried as an adult, they get punished like an adult.
They get punished like an adult.
Come on, Then don't try them as adults that don't have that 13 plus in a murder case as part of your law. Don't try them as adults then.
Agreed. And it didn't seem like there was any remorse. If you were saying that they were flipping off the family in court. I mean, yeah, they obviously don't regret what they did. And they turned 18 shortly thereafter. Yeah.
One did.
Well, then, fuck him. I'm with you, man. I think that's warrants. Maybe the one who was driving and who I don't know. I still can see.
It didn't break it down to who was driving and who wasn't. But
I can see warranting death penalty on that too. If they've decided that you can be tried as an adult, then you should get the full extent of the law.
Yeah, if you're tried as an adult, you should be punished as an adult. If your crime was that severe, that doesn't make any sense. That to me seems.
I agree.
Like, what was it? What was the verbiage? Hold on, let me look at the verbiage. Where is it? There was verbiage that you read that you said that it shouldn't, that it has to equate to the crime.
Right.
In the where was it? It was
guided discretion, so that it was not. What was it? It was right up here. That it wasn't. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Disproportionately.
There you go.
Thing like that, disproportionality could also matter. Well, that's disproportionality to me.
Me too.
So they don't get that. It goes the other way too. It was disproportionately a lower sentence or outcome than the crime they did,
because they were stating that their age. They were citing their age to say that they didn't deserve the death penalty, but you already determined that what they did was significant enough to warrant them being tried as adults. So
right.
it's almost it's a contradiction.
Mm-hmm.
I don't look. I told you I'm totally on board with the death penalty, but I also would have been in that position where if they had made the argument, look, these are kids, we're not going to try them as adults. I could see that side of the argument too. But if you've determined that they
right.
should be tried as adults, then adult consequences.
I agree. If they hadn't, I'm in that case, I'm totally fine with them at those ages, 17 and 16.
Mm-hmm.
They're close enough to 18 that they're they don't have a soft spot anymore. They're adults, basically. Yes. Just if you're not going to try them that way, if you're not going to try them as adults, then fine, because they're technically not. But if you decide what they did was bad enough, then yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yes, it's a contradiction. But that goes to this again, we've talked about, interpretation, which is, it's very, very hard sometimes to understand the way they interpret laws. In some instances you can understand it, but others, like what was so disproportionate in the Furman case about convicting?
He killed someone.
Yeah, he murdered somebody. So by state law, he got what he gave. I don't understand why that was disproportionate. And then 4 years later, they said that this other one was proportionate.
Because he killed two people. An eye for two. An eye for two instead of an eye for an eye.
It doesn't make sense to me.
No.
But let's see. There's plenty more.
We've been just talking about the death penalty, but it also has a lot to do with prison sentences and prison conditions.
That's true too. Yes.
It's not just the length of your sentence. You have to have medical care and not be overcrowded and where does it say?
Serious risks to health and safety.
Mm-hmm.
Long-term solitary confinement, which they do know, and especially depending on what you went to jail for, dude, solitary confinement can break your brain, man. So yeah, I could see where that would be.
And but on the flip side of that, depending on what you did, solitary confinement could save your ass.
That's true. That's true. Hell, there were people. Well, there was who was that guy that got convicted on a federal level? Was associated with the Trump campaign, and he went and the whole time he was in there, he was in solitary confinement, and it was for like a couple of years, and it was because they claimed that he would be at risk being in the general population, that someone would kill him.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what his name was. Don't do the crime if you can't do the time. Well, and again, what we're talking about is proportionality. Is the time proportionate to the crime and the conditions in which you're in? Absolutely. Look, there are plenty of people who commit crimes every single day. They don't deserve to be treated like scum. They fucked up. They need to pay their price to society, and it should be relatively a fair environment to be in. Some of these prisons, dude, would never want to do time in any of them.
Never been in one. I've never even
Good.
walked through. I've never seen the inside of a jail or a prison, so I couldn't speak to that. I mean, you see documentaries, you see things like that on TV, and documentaries done, but other than TV shows, I would have nothing to speak to that on.
Well, I did county time twice in 1999, and man, I had work release. I went to work, came back, 3 squares, place to sleep. I basically nobody that was in there for anything violent. Most of it was like, I had a suspended license because I didn't pay a ticket, and then I got pulled over for that, and I got caught with cannabis. A very small amount, Class C, but they hit me with a Class A for the hitter box that I had, the paraphernalia. The paraphernalia was a Class A. The amount of weed, which was dust, was a Class C. So they dropped the Class C and hit me with the Class A, and I got 90 days. I could have done, was it 60 days? Something like that. And then I could have done 30, because it's day for day if you have good time and did you get out. Or I could have done work release, and I did work release. So both times. And it's like, it wasn't that big a deal at all. You are in a cell, and that does suck. But it did make me like, I don't ever want to be in a situation like this again. But I did drive to work every single day, and still earned a paycheck and all that shit. So I don't think I should deserve to go to jail for my crime. But now in this state, you don't go to jail for that crime, which does kind of piss me off a little bit.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Where's your compensation?
Yeah. I'll take my taxes.
Where's your
back.
reparations? Where's your reparations on that?
Just give me a portion of my taxes back. I'm good. I don't need to take other people's tax money. Now, there are people who legitimately got put in prison for 10, 15 years for something they didn't do. And that's horrifying. Horrifying. Because like Gary on Nerdrotic says, who went to prison for theft, and he was a meth addict and all this other shit. So when he went to Folsom, which is a notoriously terrible prison, and that was pretty bad. Where was I going with that one? I can't remember where I wanted to go with that one, but yeah, I don't know. Different prisons, different scenarios. County jail was nothing like prison, nothing at all. I don't remember why I was bringing up Gary, but if it trips in my head, I'll finish that. I lost my train of thought midway. So we are at the top of the hour. Do you want to hit that break?
We can do that.
All right. So if you're new here, what we like to do at the top of every hour is take a little break, go refresh your drinks, get some snacks, or drain the fluids that you've already consumed. But don't go anywhere, because we are coming right back to talk more about this, and we might cover some news of the day as well. And we'll talk to you guys, too, in the chat. So don't go anywhere. Yankee, what do you got for us on the way out?
22 beautiful Patriots in the room right now. Thank you for joining us on another Monday Know Your Rights for the 8th Amendment. It's been a good one so far. I didn't... Just reading it, and this is why we do the shows. You read it, and you're like, okay, yeah, that means that. And then when you think about it, and you break it down, and you hear all the cases that that the Supreme Court tried on it, it's actually very interesting and a lot deeper than I thought, even though a lot of it is vague. But anyway, thank you all for being here and joining us in the conversation about the 8th Amendment. If you do like what we do over here at Beyond the Noise, make sure you do give us that thumbs up. If you have not followed yet, please do follow the channel. And on Rumble, please repost. We would appreciate that. Gets more eyes on the channel, helps us grow our fledgling channel. This is episode 63, and we want to keep going. We can't do it if we don't have you guys here with us. It's all about you guys. Thank you so much for being here. On Pilled, make sure you hit that repill and the red pill. Help us grow over there as well. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thanks. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. Thank you for watching Beyond the Noise, a subsidiary of SOAR Network. We're live every other Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern. To ensure you don't miss the show, make sure you follow the channel and share it with anyone you think might benefit from our work. You can find Yankee every Friday night on his Living Yankee Free channel for bourbon and beer for some irreverent fun with friends. Or drop by his music channel, Patriot Jams, for good tunes to get you through your day. Better yet, follow his main channel, Yankee Free, for all alerts for any of his content. You can follow RS on his main Rumble channel, Republic Sentinel, for alerts for all of his shows, and TRS News for an alternative take on the news. If you have specific questions for our guests or the hosts that you would like to be read on the show, you can drop a Rumble rant. You can support the channel by simply hitting the follow button. And if you feel so inclined, become a paid subscriber. Thank you for watching Beyond the Noise, a subsidiary of SOAR Network. We're live every other Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern. To ensure you don't miss the show, make sure you follow the channel and share it with anyone you think might benefit from our work. You can find Yankee every Friday night on his Living Yankee Free channel for bourbon and beer for some irreverent fun with friends. Or drop by his music channel, Patriot Jams, for good tunes to get you through your day. Better yet, follow his main channel, Yankee Free, for all alerts for any of his content. You can follow RS on his main Rumble channel, Republic Sentinel, for alerts for all of his shows, and TRS News for an alternative take on the news. If you have specific questions for our guests or the hosts that you would like to be read on the show, you can drop a Rumble rant. You can support the channel by simply hitting the follow button. And if you feel so inclined, become a paid subscriber.
TikTok. Ding dong!
My God, I love that.
Isn't that
That's
great?
That is so good. Greg, Ohio, still love this. Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Did you not hear at that time? He emphasizes the B.
Yes.
Big dong.
Yes. I love it. That's good. That is
Animal
good
was
stuff.
always my favorite Muppet.
Me too.
Didn't have anything to do with him being a drummer.
Drummer.
No, didn't have anything to do with that.
he was nuts, and I loved it,
Oh.
especially when I was young. Good stuff. See, break up the
Big
monotony
dong.
a little bit.
Love it.
When the chef throws his music sheets and runs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were I always loved the Swedish Chef and the
Booty lobster in the bird.
yeah, so good, dude. So good. I love it. Ah, the Muppets. Funny how they haven't been able to replace that, have they?
I think, and I know we've talked about this before too. I think it's because if you go back and watch the Muppets now, a lot of it as adults, you go, oh shit.
Yeah, they put that.
They
in
just said what? They just did what? Like it was very adult. And I just think it's too much for the wokeness, the woke mind virus.
Agreed. When we were kids, comedy, we've talked about this before. My God, comedy. You can't do any of it anymore. Because everybody's perpetually offended.
Yeah,
Oh.
were there even any gay Muppets other than Bert and Ernie because they were obviously gay?
I don't know. I don't recall.
There's not enough gayness in the Muppets. That's the problem. That's why you can't bring them back.
100%.
They would have to be tranny Muppets.
That'd be great. How could you play that in there? If comedy were still real, somebody would do something like that. That could be very good. Yes, them too.
The
Oh, the old crazy guys.
Mhm.
Yeah, they always said stuff that was political.
no, come on, they were close friends, Yankee. Yeah, just roommates. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Bert and Ernie were Sesame Street, but that wasn't.
But that's still Muppets.
Yeah, it was. What's his name? The guy
It
who
was still
created
Jim
the
Henson, wasn't it?
Muppets. I thought it was.
I thought Bert and Ernie were still Jim Henson. I thought they were Jim Henson. I thought all of Sesame Street were Jim Henson Muppets.
Me too. Let's we could look that up real quick. A little break in the monotony of the Eighth Amendment.
I
There it
thought
is.
they were.
Jim Henson was brought in to create and perform the Muppet characters used on Sesame Street, such as Ernie,
Yeah.
Bert, Big Bird, Oscar the Grouch, Grover, and Cookie Monster.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the confusion is that people thought that he created the Sesame Street, but he didn't. It was created by
No.
Joan Gans Cooney and the Carnegie Foundation.
Yeah, but they were Jim Henson Muppets. He came into he did that.
Yeah. Didn't know that. Yeah. Yeah.
There you go,
absolutely.
Firepaw. We've completed your day, Miss Firepaw. You learned something new for you. Everyone needs to learn at least one thing a day.
Yes, if you can.
At least one. Even if it's the stupidest little thing, like Jim Henson did the Muppets on Sesame Street. It's a stupid little thing, but you learned something.
And then I usually forget everything that I learn. So I'm learning new shit every day. Oh
Well,
my
that
God.
counts too. When you learn some stupid little piece of knowledge and it kicks something important out to fit the stupid knowledge, Well, then you got to relearn the other thing. That still counts when you relearn it.
Absolutely. Yes. Cookie Monster.
Like I've still got my childhood landline phone number in my brain that I can't get rid of. Like something important could go there. Something very important could take up that spot. But no, it's a phone number that doesn't mean jack shit anymore.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. And I still totally remember mine too. 100%.
I can barely remember my phone number now.
Yes.
But my childhood landline, I'll recite that in a heartbeat.
100%. I can't even remember my son's fucking phone number. And yeah.
All right, Liz. Be safe.
Liz is out?
Yep.
Oh, got to Home Depot. Well, good luck picking out a great tree. God bless. Good to see you, Liz. Okay. You still know your childhood landline too, Davi? Isn't that strange? How that like burrows itself into your brain. But like you said, it's like I need space for all these other things that I can't even fucking remember day to day. But I can remember that still. What the hell? It's occupying space.
Lyrics to songs. How many songs that I hear that I can? Not that I can sing. No, I'm not saying I am a singer or I have a voice that anybody wants to hear. But when I'm alone, and I can totally sing along to them because I remember the lyrics.
Yeah.
But yet when I'm trying to, like at work and I have to write down, like when I was in the field, I had to write the job number down or input it into the controller at least 4 or 5 times, setting up a job and doing my notes. I'd have to look at the folder every time because I can't remember those 6 digits.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, me too. Yeah, there's plenty of that where
just erase that and make that like random access memory. Give me some more RAM. I just
or can I purge? Can I? What is that? What they say? You defrag. If I could defrag my brain real quick, I need more space to hold these now modern important things.
Yeah.
Lost his extra space songs for sure. Absolute. Oh my God, the lyrics I remember, and you'd think that I would remember that. What I have to do each day.
Or like in the last segment, you'd think you'd remember the rest of your sentence.
Right there. Right there. I lost my. You know what? Hey, to be fair, I've seen plenty of people do that before.
No, I'm not. But I'm just saying, putting it in comparison, like. Okay, I could totally lose the phone number now. Yes. I just want to remember what I'm saying in this moment.
Yes. Yes, I was like half tempted to just go back and rewatch that little segment to go, where the hell was I going with that? What the hell? There was a reason. I knew and then it just kind of.
Then the phone number got in the way. The boom roadblock. Oh wait, no, that's my landline when I was 12. Like,
oh no, a Firepaw. Like, I can't tell you how many times I go to bed going, okay, I got to do this, this, and this when I wake up, and I can't. That's why that old saying, "I've slept since then." Yeah, because I forget all kinds of things when I go to sleep. If I don't make a thing in my phone, I'll forget. Karaoke for Cats in the Cradle or Devil Went to Georgia. No clue what my work password.
Yes.
You know what, Davi? I tried this thing, and I do this all the time now. With my passwords are nasty, like phrases, like and I'm not saying like nasty as in mean, like
disgusting.
Yeah, or something. Let's just say, I'll be as vague as I can. Something that I like to eat. I'll make that part of my password so that if anybody breaks my password, at least they're going to get a good laugh out of it. Yeah. But they also say that works better. But I figured that would help me remember them. Nope. I still got to look them up. Oh my gosh. Yeah, my brain won't let me forget nothing. Well, that's good. I forget everything, Justin Henry. So that's good. There are plenty of people that got really good memories. Not me. I think you got a couple of years to catch up to Yankee and I, though. I'm not blaming it on age. I'm not blaming it on age. All right, so if we pounded the Eighth Amendment into the ground enough, or is there anything else that you'd like to jump into before we wrap that?
No, I think we covered most of it. Does anything, I think, just real quick, open it up to chat. Does anybody else have anything about... Chat was quieter tonight than they have been on other amendments. I don't know if it's because they didn't disagree with us anywhere or they didn't have much more to say about it, but chat, do you have anything, questions about the Eighth Amendment or anything we said or disagree with us or anything like that before we mosey on down the holler?
Yeah, do you disagree with the Eighth Amendment in one way? I mean, because we raised some questions there. How about, cruel and unusual punishment or excessive fines or things like that? What's up, Patrick?
Patrick, what's going on?
Katie, do you have the best memory, though? I honestly don't know. You might have a great memory.
There's a reason why Liz literally keeps a I forgot list during his streams, because it's like, I forgot the shit, I forgot the so yeah.
Awesome. Well, then Katie and I have that in common quite a bit, as you saw tonight. Forget mid-sentence. Oh, you do, Katie. There might be some conjecture there.
Politicians got to stop trying to lower those amendment standards. Meaning, elaborate, Davey.
Yeah, elaborate on that. Is it Davey or is it Davi? Am I getting that wrong? Yes. I like your answer. No, it is Davey, but I always say Davi. Okay. Okay, so I have heard you say Davi before.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah. No, Katie. Yeah, there are plenty of things where I'll remember 3 days after I needed to do it.
He's gonna go to bed tonight. He's gonna lay. I'll get to work. It would be driving to work tonight. After the show, be driving to work, and he's like, I remember what I was gonna say.
Yes,
I remember what that point was I was trying to make. It'll just bloop.
I am going to go back and listen to that segment because I'll bet you anything as soon as I listen to it. That's the thing. I couldn't go back right there. It's like, wait, where was I going with that? Well, I mean, excessive punishment. I thought that the punishment was excessive, and I found it really keep high punishments for serious stuff. Yeah.
Like what we were saying. So you're agreeing. That's what we were saying about those two teens that were tried as adults, and then they didn't give them the option for the death penalty because of their age. Which just doesn't make sense.
Yeah. That made no sense to me either.
So, yeah, I don't think anybody else has much more to say about the Eighth Amendment.
Yeah. Well, it's an interesting amendment. I'm glad that it exists, but there is some leeway there, I guess, huh? Supreme Court. Does the Supreme Court not contradict itself from time to time?
Yeah, and as much as they're supposed to be unbiased, they are. I mean, that's why they fight. That's why every time conservative or progressive gets the majority in the Supreme Court, then they yell that the other ones are going to pack the court and they want to put more justices in there and it's both ways. It's either way and that's what I've always. It's just like what we said about the unbiased jury pool.
Mhm.
It can't be from local. And just because we are humans, we are going to be biased. I don't care how much you say, nope, I'm a judge. I am completely unbiased and I am looking at the facts only. Bullshit.
100%.
You're a human being. You're a human being. You have feelings, you have emotions, you have thoughts, that affects your judgment. It affects the way you will interpret a law because of something personal.
Well, what was the one that they were talking about? How jury nullification? Because yes, the jury is admitting that you did something wrong, but they're fine with it. It was justified, right? So I mean, there you go. They actually will concur. Yeah, you broke the law, but the law's bullshit, so we don't want to convict you.
Mm-hmm.
It's interpretation. That's jury pool. That's the whole 9 yards. You know? So. Yeah. So I guess that's your Eighth Amendment, ladies and gentlemen.
That is the Eighth Amendment. We will be revisiting the 8th, apparently, when we get to the 14th, as we will be revisiting other ones along the way when we get to the 14th.
I need to understand the 14th. I really need to understand the 14th and why.
We've heard about it so many times up through the 8th Amendment that now I can't wait to get to the 14th.
Yeah.
It's like a good book. You know, you read, and you're like, I got to keep reading. I got to keep reading because I got to find out what happens.
Exactly. Yes. What are they referencing? What is this? So, what's up, Raging Gemini?
Up, Jim.
So yeah.
Oh, no, go ahead.
No,
go ahead.
I was just gonna go. So things happened. Yes.
Yeah, I didn't know which one you wanted to go with first. I mean, if we wanted to go in chronological order, I guess. I mean, because it was 2 big days.
Yeah.
It was 2 big days because the Brown University shooting and the Syria ambush happened on the same day.
Now, I have not heard about either one, so could you fill me in?
Yeah, the Brown University, a mass shooting at Brown University in Providence, Rhode Island, on December 13th, killed 2 students, Ella Cook and
Muhammad Aziz.
Yes, thank you.
Zakov. Okay.
Wait a minute, Muhammad Aziz Mirzakov? That's like, okay.
Yeah.
And injured 9 others in an engineering building classroom. A person of interest, 24-year-old Benjamin Erickson from Wisconsin, was detained but released as the investigation shifted directions. Police released new suspect photos and video on December 15th, and the gunman is still at large. Brown canceled the remaining fall classes mid manhunt.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
I did see that. They did that today. I saw the headline that they were canceling the rest of the semester.
That's wild. So they did have somebody and they released them. So they
Right.
didn't have the right person. Hoofda. And canceled all remaining fall classes. That's crazy. Nope, I had not heard a word about that.
And this link, that's supposed to be the link for the Brown, but it's not.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Oh, I guess the Syria ambush took precedence, and that's why it says right there. It says the Brown coverage is limited in independence, because I only asked for links for independent and not mainstream media, because
Love it.
I don't want to use NBC, ABC, Fox, CBS, CNN. I don't want to use them because I don't believe anything they say.
Me too.
I want independent sources.
So our troops were ambushed in Syria and some died?
Two soldiers and an interpreter were killed, and 3 troops wounded in an ambush near Palmyra on December 13th during counter-ISIS operations. The attacker, possibly an HTS insider or ISIS affiliate, was killed. President Trump vowed serious retaliation while Syria arrested 5 suspects.
Syria, definitely that new president they got, or whatever the hell his title is, they definitely don't want to screw with the U.S., do they? You got 5 suspects? They're trying to probably going, oh, no, wait. We got this.
We got it.
Please don't turn us into glass. Both were from Iowa. Yeah, I noticed that. National Guard.
Seeing that, I have a problem right there.
Why? National Guard?
Why is the National Guard in Syria?
Yeah, it's a good question.
Why?
I have no idea.
We need to fuck all the way off out of the Middle East. We just need to fuck all the way off. We just need to stop. Just stop.
Yep.
We should not be calling the National Guard to go to the frickin' Middle East.
100%. I have no idea why the National Guard would be in Syria. And there's no real articulation of that here. Counter ISIS and counter-terrorism operations in the region. Again, it's kind of like one of them things where it's just like, okay, look, we're going to leave you be. Don't do anything outside your freaking borders. If you attack us or our allies, we're just going to wipe you off the map. It's pretty simple. The math is easy. Just leave us the fuck alone. We'll leave you the fuck alone. We're good.
Go kill yourselves.
Yep.
Not individual. We're not talking suicide. We're just kill each other. Like you want to have warring tribes and fight and do it.
Yep.
Please do it all the way.
Yes.
If you're gonna do it all the way. Annihilate each other, and then we don't have to fucking worry about you anymore.
Exactly. But, if you screw with us or our allies, we're going to stomp you into oblivion, just so that you know, and we're going to have the minimum loss of life for us, is we're just going to unload on you. You're basically a third world country. We're going to just wipe our feet with you. So don't fuck with us. We won't fuck with you. It's pretty simple. Why do we have National Guard troops escorting an interpreter for counter-terrorist whatever?
Don't make no sense. I don't like it.
I don't like it either. I don't like it at all. Okay. Also, there was a mass shooting in Australia. I think there's been video all over the place. It was my son was saying, "Did you see this?" I said, "No." And the video of the dude that actually walked up to the gunman without a gun, by the way, and took the gun away from one of the gunmen.
Oh, is this a different angle of that happening? Oh yeah, this is a different angle. Here, I got a video here. Unless you want to pull it up, I could put your screen on.
Oh, you can pull it up. Go ahead.
That link that's in there. If
yeah,
you send that you can play that from the beginning, and it's right up there. It's right in the beginning.
Sure. I'll let's share screen here. Boom. And right there. Okay, let me go full screen with it. And there we go. Volume's up. Give them a like. Or not. Whatever. Here we go.
Feeling after a mass shooting at a Hanukkah event on Sydney's Bondi Beach that killed at least 15 people and left 27 hospitalized. Police informed that one of the suspected attackers was a licensed firearm owner who possessed 6 guns obtained legally. Post the terror attack, Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese called for stricter nationwide gun laws following the mass shooting on Bondi Beach. Defying a hail of bullets, Sydney resident Ahmed Al-Ahmed disarmed one of the attackers during the mass shooting. He was admitted to the hospital and underwent surgery for gunshot wounds. Let's watch real-time footage of how the brave bystander tackled the gunman.
Yeah, somebody got it. Somebody got it. Yeah,
Fucking badass.
Yeah.
He's got guns. They shoot
Much
me. I told
respect.
you, bro.
Much respect.
Big time.
Hey guys, have you seen the guy?
And the restraint to not then freaking blow him away.
Yes.
Ahmed Al-Ahmed was hailed a hero by his parents as he recovers in
Yeah, we don't need to
I don't
watch
know
all
if I
of
would.
this, but
I don't know if I would have had that restraint. I don't know if I would have had that restraint. If I saw what they were doing and I got his weapon from him, I would have used it on him.
yeah, if I got the weapon, it would have been, I feel like it would have been that interfere almost. It's like, I've got to shoot this guy because he's just going to get back up. So, yeah, I think that
The only
like,
thing I think that saved that guy from him not shooting is he turned and started running away. If he had come at him, that would have been a whole different story, I think.
But were the reports, and I'm not sure about this, I briefly looked at it in the Epoch Times. Didn't he also then go get another gun? Or no? That guy who
I don't
got
know.
disarmed.
That I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure about that. I won't.
I mean, but you didn't know if he had another one on him. And if you took that one from him, is he going to pull another one out and shoot you with it? I would have absolutely.
Yes.
And I wouldn't have let him go anywhere either. I'd have been right on top of him, being like, "You just get down."
It was a father and son.
Mm-hmm. That was mad heroism right there. He did fantastic. That man deserves all kinds of props.
Yes. Hailed as a hero because that is what a hero does. He could have easily been shot. Well, I guess he was too.
He
right?
was,
So,
yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Do you guys see this stuff, chat?
Really, Greg? I you know what? I wanted to ask that, but I don't have contact with him personally, but I wanted to ask him that. I didn't know if he talked about it on Third Rail of Fire or not, but
Oof. Crazy. And they're saying it's what, anti-Semitism and all that stuff. Real
yeah,
sad.
That's what it was. That it was a Hanukkah celebration.
Yeah.
That they were shooting up.
Oh, little girl. God, 10-year-old girl got killed. Ugh. At least 15 were killed. And there are a number of others that are injured. So that number might go up. Very, very sad.
Very sad.
And then the last thing that we had already kind of touched on, Rob Reiner, Meathead from All in the Family. He and his wife were found stabbed to death in their Los Angeles home. Their son, Nick, was arrested. And his wife, if I'm not mistaken. What I read on the Epoch Times said his wife was arrested as well. And, yeah, and the last I heard when I was driving home, Nerdrotic was saying that they had their throats slashed. And he had also mentioned that there was this thing about it being a hoax. Again, the internet. You love it and hate it at the same time. But yeah, is this anti-Semitism some kind of holy war? I don't know. It seems like it was a father and his son. The father probably had really brainwashed his son into this messed up ideology. Because, again, the guy who tackled him, his name was Ahmed or Muhammad or something like that. So it's not like, my son knows a bunch of Muslims and a bunch of the stuff that he does worldwide. And he said that a lot of them totally denounce this violence. They hate it. So more power to him. Good on him. I'm glad that he did it. Senseless, just killing in the name of their God is just... And again, it's not exclusive to Islam, that's for sure. We've covered that before.
Wait, what did he do?
What? What do you got?
Did you see what Trump posted about it, though?
About what?
Rob Reiner.
No. What did he say?
Dude, this is... All right, let's read the whole thing first. I just skimmed it.
Okay.
A very sad thing happened last night in Hollywood. Rob Reiner, a tortured and struggling but once very talented movie director and comedy star, has passed away together with his wife, Michelle, reportedly due to the anger he caused others through his massive, unyielding, and incurable affliction with a mid-crippling disease known as Trump derangement syndrome, sometimes referred to as TDS. He was known to have driven people crazy by his raging obsession of President Donald J. Trump. May Rob and Michelle rest in peace.
Where did he get that information from? I've not seen that anywhere.
I'm getting that. That's from...
Their son was pissed off at
During an Oval Office press event, Trump doubled down, calling Reiner deranged and very bad for our country, standing by his post despite GOP criticism. The remarks drew bipartisan outrage with no evidence linking Reiner's anti-Trump views to the murder by his son, Nick. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, to me, what Trump fucking posted, that's just as bad as people cheering fucking Kirk.
Yeah, I agree.
Listen, I think Rob Reiner was a complete fucking moron. He was an idiot. He was a leftist progressive whack job.
Yes.
But to say that it's because he pissed people off because of his TDS, that's just that is complete and utter fucking narcissism right there. What the fuck, Trump?
I want to know where he got that information from. TMZ reported that the couple's throat were slit following an argument. Later said that Reiner and his middle son got into an argument at a party at Conan O'Brien's home on Saturday night. Said that Nick was acting strangely at the party. $4 million bail, but is now being detained on no bail.
That's just, I'm sorry, that's ridiculous.
Well, if the argument was over Trump, and he knows that, I don't see anything about that.
How would he know that? That's not, they're not telling it. Nobody else is saying that. Trump's the only one saying it. So that's not a good look.
Not at all.
Show the receipts. Where does this information that they were arguing about Trump, then that's when he got killed?
I'm looking for it here. I'm seeing nothing on it, and you're right. That's just like...
That's disgusting. I'm sorry. It is. That's fucked up. If you... Like, listen. Okay. a famous person got murdered. People get murdered every day, and Trump doesn't say anything, and nor could he. But
Right.
somebody famous is in the news, horribly dies, and the president wants to acknowledge it or make a post that it's.
Yeah,
We're
he should have just.
We're
left
very
it.
sad.
Yep.
But to take it to the reason why is because he had TDS. Yeah, I don't know if he thought it was gonna be funny or what, but it's not fucking funny.
No. Like I said, I want to know where he got that information from. They got into an argument at a Conan O'Brien party that night, Saturday night. Does somebody know what the argument was over? Was it over his TDS? That's what I want to know. Did he hear that? Where did he find that out? Is that on X somewhere? Because I see no reference to that here. But then again, well, it's the Independent. You'd think that they'd put something like that in there. I don't know where he heard that information. If it was accurate, that he still probably shouldn't have said anything about it. He probably should have just said, it's tragic, and our hearts go out. That's it. It's a bit different than gleefully cheering on the fact that somebody killed Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, it's along the same fucking lines, though.
It is.
Because
He
he didn't
shouldn't-
like him for his view. They cheered Kirk's death because they didn't like him for his views and what he had to say.
Right.
And Trump is doing the same thing. He's not cheering that he's dead, but he minimalized his death. He equated his death to something to do with him.
Right, absolutely.
Narcissism.
100%. Well, yeah. I just want to know. I haven't heard anything about that at all. Ask Greg. He probably knows.
Trump did not cite any source for the idea that Rob Reiner was killed during an argument about Trump. That detail appears to be something he invented or implied, not something coming from investigators or reporting. In his Truth Social post, he simply claimed without evidence that Reiner and his wife died due to the anger he caused others through Trump derangement syndrome, and later doubled down when pressed by reporters.
Yeah, he definitely should have fucking left that alone.
News coverage notes explicitly that police have not identified any political motive and that Trump offered no proof for linking the killings to Reiner's anti-Trump views or any argument about Trump.
Yeah, I'm trying to find
His insight.
Sorry, I didn't get it turned down quick enough, or did you just see me?
Oh, you got to turn down. I just saw you.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to see if there's anything where somebody posted something.
There's not. I've been looking at all. I've been searching all different ways and looking at all different links that it's given, and nothing. Not one thing says that it's even could have been from this, could have been from that, or this person mentioned. No, it's nothing. Everything. And like I said, I'm not looking at mainstream media. I'm looking at all independent stuff, and not one thing is saying. Everybody is saying Trump made that shit up, and I'm sorry. I think that's fucked up.
Yeah, it is fucked up. And it's total narcissism.
Total.
Well, I would even go so far as to say he shouldn't have said anything about it anyway. He just should have said
right. No, exactly. Even if that's what he thought, just make it short and sweet. Then you just. And as I've always said about Trump, just shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Just stop talking. Stop fucking tweeting. Just shut up.
Yep.
Yes, you talk too much.
He definitely talks too much.
Yes, Greg, he did. That's true. He did. He should have fucking left this alone too, because
he should have left it alone.
So not a good look.
Yes.
So not a good look.
Definitely a bad look. Yeah, and I'm seeing nothing, no reference to it whatsoever and I am actively searching for it. You would think
even
that
if
would
it
be
does
all
come
over the
out,
place.
even if it does come out, I mean, the son's being held. If the son decides to talk and be like, yeah, this is what happened, and they were fighting over, his views on Trump or whatever, even if that is the case, it's still fucked up that Trump did that. Trump posted that. Even if he did have inside information from somebody that was at that party. I mean, he used to be friends with all those people.
Yes.
He used to be friends, rubbing elbows with these people. So if somebody was it that he knows was at the party and was like, oh my God, they were arguing about you. And he then uses it and says it, that's still, I don't care. The fact that he posted it is still bullshit. I don't like it.
Agreed.
You're not going to find anything. I know you're still looking, but you're not going to find anything.
Oh no, I'm
that
reading
says
a
it.
bunch. I'm reading what a bunch of other people are saying.
Yeah. Well, did you bring enough to share with the class?
Oh, I mean, if you guys want to look at my feed. I don't know that I want to share my feed. There might be some things in there that I don't want to share with you guys.
It might leak on TMZ Hollywood Party. That's what I'm saying, Greg. Even if it does come out that that's what they were fighting about the night before, I don't even care. It doesn't matter.
No,
that
Trump didn't
should
need to say
not
anything.
have posted that. He should not. He shouldn't have.
Yeah.
It makes you look petty.
Very.
Petty and narcissistic. It did so not a good look at all. Makes him look pathetic.
Yeah, but I do wonder why his own son fucking killed both his dad and his mom. It's kind of fucked up.
Well, they've got him in custody. I mean, we might find out someday, maybe. And I guarantee you it will take even longer to find out if it was a fight about Trump, especially after Trump made that post. They're never going to give him that satisfaction.
Right. No, never.
Ever.
No, he never should have said a fucking word.
But he should. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Even if that is the case, it shouldn't have been fucking posted. What's up, Jade? Good to see you. What are your thoughts on the 8th Amendment, Jade? We're not talking about the 8th Amendment anymore, but we talked about it for the first half of the show, and it was quite an interesting one. Now we're on to
Very fun. Very fun.
topical stuff. We're talking about the latest thing. I don't know how long you've been here, Jade, but we're talking about the bullshit post that Trump made about Rob Reiner.
Funny how Trump had to go and turn this into... Look, everybody was posting on there going, I fucking despised Meathead, but he didn't deserve to die for his words. And Trump had to make it about himself.
Right.
Fucking bullshit. Because I fucking despised Meathead. I fucking hated that piece of shit. I certainly never thought he should die for his fucking words. Not even remotely. My goodness. Those kinds of people you want around for fucking comic relief. Keep doing that because your craziness is hilarious. Mm-hmm. No, he and his wife definitely didn't deserve to die like at all for their words.
And Trump posting that it's petty narcissism.
Yeah, it makes it about himself instead of about what just actually happened.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck? Just shut up. Stop fucking. Somebody take his phone from him. Stop fucking tweeting. Just stop.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it is the top of the hour.
Oh,
and I gotta
shit,
go
it
to
is
work
already. Holy crap, you do. And I didn't even. Oh, dadgummit. Let's see who's
See,
still going.
Trump, what the fuck? You're
Yeah,
disturbing
totally
our
lost track
show
of time
even.
on that.
Bail and unusual punishment. Yeah, that's a big subject. In my opinion, putting someone in jail before trial for nonviolent offenses is BS. People lose their jobs, homes while waiting trial. Well, that goes to the whole presumed innocent, right? But good to see you, Jade. Okay, while he's looking for our raid, let me do the stuff and things and junk. I wanted to make a personal request. I have my own channel. I stream. Usually I've been doing Arc Raiders lately, and created a new channel in my account where Chaotic is going to be doing some streaming of games as well. So she's, just to be honest, to help me get my hours. But yeah, so I just wanted to tell everybody that that's a thing. It's listed under my account channel. Follow Republic Sentinel and you'll get alerts for those too. Also, Yankee Free has his own channel and he does a show, his cornerstone show every single week, Bourbon and Beer. Don't miss it. It's on Fridays. He does other shows as well. And he might, coming up, be able to do some things during the day. Don't really know. But he also does shooting the shit and all kinds of stuff. So please go and, if you haven't already, follow his channel as well. And we both appreciate your support. If you haven't already and you're new here, please hit the follow button. We do Know Your Rights every Monday until we get through all these amendments, even with how long or short the amendment is. We get to all of it and we talk to you about it as well. We also do a What the Fuck Wednesday, What the Fuck chat on Wednesday. You tell us what the hell we're going to talk about. We bring some tidbits of stuff to talk about to try and start the discussion. But be here and bring your curiosities as well. And we're going to intermingle with you guys as we do in every show. But that one is particularly focused on you. And then Saturdays, we like to do a much longer show where it's a bit more in depth. We just covered a really cool Joe Rogan interview where he was talking about aliens and ancient civilizations. It was a lot of fun. 3 hours, we barely got through an hour of the damn show that he had. Right. So it was a lot of fun. So that's what we do on Saturdays. We do have some interviews when we can get them and that kind of stuff too. So please follow the channel, hit the like, repost it on Rumble because that helps a lot for Rumble creators. And other than that, yeah, that's the show. Yankee, what would you like to say to everybody and where are we going to raid to?
We are running late, so this is going to be a quick one. Thank you all very much for being here. We are raiding out to the Whiskey Capitalist, and I think they got like half hour to go, and then they're probably going to go to Third Railify. They usually do, possibly. I don't know. Hopefully you'll end up over there as well. But when you get there, do all the free things we ask you to do here: the like, the follow, comment, repost, all that good stuff. Appreciate you guys.
Love ya. Have a good one. See you Wednesday. Peace. Thank you for watching Beyond the Noise, a subsidiary of SOAR Network. We're live every other Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern. To ensure you don't miss the show, make sure you follow the channel and share it with anyone you think might benefit from our work. You can find Yankee every Friday night on his Living Yankee Free channel for Bourbon and Beer for some irreverent fun with friends. Or drop by his music channel, Patriot Jams, for good tunes to get you through your day. Better yet, follow his main channel, Yankee Free, for all alerts for any of his content. You can follow RS on his main Rumble channel, Republic Sentinel, for alerts for all of his shows, and TRS News for an alternative take on the news. If you have specific questions for our guests or the hosts that you would like to be read on the show, you can drop a Rumble rant. You can support the channel by simply hitting the follow button, and if you feel so inclined, become a paid subscriber.